Hey, Aaron, do you see me on the screen? Still there, right?
Yes, sir, I still see it,
All right, cool. Yeah, I know what's going on with
but
the.
I don't see the trend. I don't see the trend meter.
All right, cool. I'm gonna close down some stuff because I think I don't know what's going on with the computer, but it's lagging. All right, cool. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. Try to refresh it. Sorry, guys, my computer is running really slow right now for some reason. Trying to figure out what's going on with it. So, all right, cool. I think it's fine. All right, so Nick was having the same issue. Hey, Sebastian. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong. It might be just Zoom having issues right now, but all right. So I'm back on. DC said to check for NJ for sell. It looks like it's pulling up right now. I mean, the overall trend is still downwards, but it looks like it has a minor retracement going upwards right now. So I probably wouldn't enter a sell right now because it still looks like it's going up. It's probably going to go up and test the resistance and then probably come back down to correct to the overall trend. Because it looks like the overall trend is down and it came up, came back down, and then it's also pulling back up right now. So yeah, personally, I wouldn't take a sell right now. It looks like, it still has some time to push up. So if you want to draw parallel lines, just like I did here, this can give you some better visualization as to the current direction. Let's see. Yeah, personally, I wouldn't sell it right now. Is there anything else you guys want to see? Aaron, do you have anything lined up for Tokyo?
Um,
The CT is in a UJ short, so let's open UJ. Oh, that's good. Yeah, no, for sure.
it looks like a lot of pairs are reversing right now, so we might see a lot of consolidation.
Mm-hmm.
AD might be trying to find that bullish trend, and as well as NGD as well.
Yeah, it looks like UJ's retracing pretty hard. It might even shift. Looks like the overall trend, well, it was trending upwards, and then it looks like it was trending upwards for a while. Let's see what George got right here.
Yeah, UJ reverse crazy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so CT has his support lined up down here. Let's, around that midline. Looks like he has a support area right here. Yeah, it looks like it could either, I mean, if it ends up retracing or not retracing, pulling back all the way, it'll probably test the support. And if anything, it might correct. If not, it might break through the support and test the supply zone. Let's see earlier, and then it might just reject off there. But I mean, yeah, with all of the coronavirus going on, I mean, it's really uncertain. It's really going to depend on, you know, the new news that's going to come out this week. Because, hey, Aaron, they didn't pass that bill, right? The bill got rejected.
I think it got rejected.
Yeah,
Or
so
yeah.
might be trying to push that again tomorrow. So yeah, if that's the case, then it might go upwards again if it does pass. If not, yeah, we can see it coming back down. Because
Yeah, it's gonna crash if it goes down.
yeah, it seems like a lot of money's going to go into you know, the yen since it's a safe haven currency. Yeah, that's a good TPCT. This green line. So this green line is it's support that is automatically plotted by our indicator. It automatically adjusts going back about, I have it set to about 100 candles. So going back 100 candles, it'll give the closest and strongest support resistance, and then it just automatically adjusts as price moves. Let's see, are the green highlighted numbers entry points? Which one are you talking about, Afton? Are you talking about this green line, or these on the side? I'm gonna close this. Yeah, these green ones on the side that were down here, those are just previous plots that were made on the chart, but they're not entry points right now. Like that's something from probably way far back that I just never took off the chart. Yeah, it was stuff that was put way over here. I think that was about it. Yeah, just don't mind these green ones over here. These aren't entries. We haven't I haven't plotted anything yet for today. It's probably just old data. I'll take it all off. Oh, nice. All right, so we got so Nick asked about EG earlier, so let's go to EG. It's gonna go down the list. So if you guys have questions, just feel free to put them out in the chat, and then we can go over them. All right, cool. So for EG, just take this off. EG looks like it's still going upwards. The overall trend is an uptrend, but right now it's a bit neutral. It looks like it's looking to correct back upwards, but it does look like it's going to continue up. Aaron, did you see the NJ? Let's see if it's a valid.
Yeah, NJ, I'll check it out right now.
Not a valid entry. I'm just going to go back. You can check it out first, and then if it's good, then scope that. But yeah, for EG, it looks like it's going to continue upwards. So it looks like it might create a higher low somewhere around this area. It might even go to here. It might go down to here. If not, it might go. I mean, there's a lot of areas where it could, but this is probably going to be the zone. It'll probably bounce off. So for EG, this is what I'm looking at. I think it'll probably come down here and then come back upwards. If it breaks resistance, then it'll probably go up higher to correct to the overall trend. So for the 1 hour, yeah, it looks about right to correct to the overall trend. But we don't have any specific entries, set up. Let's do it. That looks like what could happen there, because it looks like it. So this was low. came up, established a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low around this area. And if it breaks resistance, it's probably going to shoot to the moon. But I would wait for more confirmation. There isn't really, I think, and once it establishes a new higher low, then I'd probably enter. Like if you see some type of pattern like this, like the low and then followed by a bullish candle, giving confirmation of a movement upwards. Kind of similar with what happened here as well. But I would give EG some time. I wouldn't enter right now. Let it pull back a little further. See Robin. Robin secured about $65 of UJ. Any reentries available? So let's go back to UJ again. Robin. So yeah, back to UJ. It looks like it's going to come down and probably test this support right here. So if you want to keep selling, I mean, I wouldn't recommend, just entering just because. But if you do see an entry, it looks like it's going to retrace a little bit. It might not even go that low. It might even stop somewhere around. I mean, it'll really depend on. I think this would be the the sweet spot for it'll bounce. If it doesn't go all the way down to support, it might even bounce halfway and then just go back upwards to correct the overall trend. Because you can see here, the trend upwards was pretty strong, and then it went into a range today. Most likely due to the news. So I'm not sure if it's going to come down, test the support again, then shoot up, and then break resistance to continue upwards. Or, I mean, depending on the news, there's a lot of news that has been going on today. So, I mean, market's really unpredictable, and that's why we kind of sat out today. I'd rather be safe than sorry. Let's see, GBP. What do you see on GBP? Which one, like GU or GJ? Anything down here? Oh no, GU. Okay, cool. So I'll go back to polls. Well, GU. Yeah, so GU looks like it's pulling upwards pretty heavy. I mean, I'm surprised that it came down, this far in the U.S. gained strength due to all the coronavirus news going out. I would have thought that, it would have been the opposite, but it looks like it's pushing up. Yeah, so it looks like it broke the parallel here. It broke upwards, and then there was some bullish confirmation, so it broke, confirmed. It didn't even come back to test. So it looks like it's probably going to go up, test the resistance. If it's moving like how UJ is, it might go into consolidation. But just the way that things are looking, it looks like it might go higher. I'm not sure all the strength is coming in for USD. You'd expect it to go lower since the indices are falling pretty heavily. Although today the US 30 did push up a little heavier. I mean, I don't think this is sustainable though. I think this is very temporary, and I think by tomorrow it's going to come crashing down. But like I said, it's weird because the indices are crashing heavily, but for some reason, GU is going down as well. Like usually they move opposite of each other, but it looks like GU is probably gonna keep pushing upwards. Not correct. Let me see if we had any entries. Aaron, did we have any? Oh, we did. We had a bad entry for this yesterday, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, depending on how these candles close. I mean, if there's any reversal patterns, right here we had a hammer, and then it was followed by bullish candles. So it looks like it's probably going to keep pushing upwards slightly. So if you want to I mean, I personally wouldn't buy because I don't like to go against the trend, but it looks like it could push up a little higher, much farther from the resistance. It's pretty far. It's about 70 pips from the resistance. So it could possibly push up, maybe another 30 pips, maybe the full 70 before it comes back down. But yeah, personally, I don't like to go against the trend. So if it was me, I wouldn't take any bullish positions, even though it looks like it's coming up. I'd probably trail it with like a sell stop. So like in that situation, like for me, I'm looking at it from a bearish bias. Like say this would be my sell stop entry, I would just follow it where there's heavy wicks, and then as price comes back down, then I would enter a sell stop order and ride the correction downwards. But personally, I wouldn't buy. I know some people are probably buying right now, but honestly, I don't see it going up for very long since there was the highs here, the lower low, the lower high, or no. So it came down, the lower low, the lower high, lower low, lower high, and the lower low. And I don't understand where this came from. But I mean, market's been weird today. Let's see what else we got here. US 30 and gold. Yeah, B-money. So like I said earlier, I think US 30 is going to drop soon. It looks like this little bullish move is temporary, just how it's been, for the past couple weeks. So it looks like it came down, and then I don't know where this bullish movement up looks. But depending on the news, if the bill gets passed, I think this bullish move came because a lot of people thought the bill was going to get passed today, but unfortunately it didn't. So I think
you can draw a trend line if you wanted to, bro, from from 2,700 or 27,095. You can draw a trend line all the way to the last lower high.
Where was that from here?
Let's see. Well, if you look on what time frame? I'm on a 3-hour time frame. So you can kind of draw a trend line a little bit.
I mean, I think the trend's going to be down regardless, because I mean, US 30 has been dropping for like past 2-3 weeks.
Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, it's still in a bearish trend. Like,
that's nice. That's real nice.
Yeah. So like personally, it looks like it might just bounce off that. Looks like it shot up this way. It's gonna bounce off the channel, come back down, break support, and then just keep dropping. I mean, yeah, this actually lined up pretty well. It looks like that's exactly what's gonna happen. So in this situation, I'd probably put like a sell order, like a sell stop, somewhere around. This might be too close. Actually, no, that's fine, because how many pips is this? No, this might be a really good trade. I might even put this in myself.
Yeah, that looks pretty nice.
Yeah, because you could literally ride this down to support. 10,000 pips. Yeah, that would be a good entry right there, actually. Maybe we'll call that later. Let's see if we have a. Yeah, because it's coming due for a K2 signal. So if we get a red sell entry right here. No, actually, I would even put no, it's too far down. Yeah, if I was going to do the pullback entry, we'd miss out on like 6,000 pips, 7,000 pips. Yeah, this looks like it could be the move. If it breaks past it, then we'd probably see it push up to resistance and then come back down. But yeah, if you guys are looking to enter US 30, this looks like some prime entry. I'd probably put a sell stop right over here. Yeah, so the entry for this would have been 19212. Yeah, actually looks real good. Yeah, I'm gonna keep watching. I'm actually gonna set an alert right here if price passes. I'm gonna know to check for entry. Well, yeah, we're probably not gonna see any movement until it reaches, closer to London. So I'm gonna keep watching it. And if it does, I'll send you guys an alert. Let's see. D Money wants to see gold. And look at gold. Gold shot up like crazy. See, this doesn't make sense to me. Like, gold's been dropping too, but the indices have been going down. So you'd expect them to move opposite. They usually move opposite of each other. So like, the
Yeah, I've
market.
noticed the same thing, bro. It's been a lot of weird movements in the market in the past few weeks.
Yeah, the market hasn't really been moving similar to fundamentals. Like, I don't know, it's just been weird. Like all the U.S. pairs, they're moving in directions that I wouldn't expect them to move, and same with other pairs as well, especially gold. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out where the next resistance is for gold. Yeah, so it looks like gold broke resistance on the 4-hour. I mean, keep pushing up for a while, actually. So let's see if there's resistance here. Is no resistance. Yeah, so it looks like the next resistance is up here. This would be the support for the 4-hour. And if you go back down to the 1-hour, yeah, it's got a long way to go. It doesn't look like it's really losing its steam right now. It looked like on this previous candle, it should have lost steam and should have came down. But if this candle closes pretty bullish, I think it could shoot all the way up, or not all the way up, but it's got a long way to go before it comes back down. If anything, this might be the next resistance point. It doesn't go that far up. So if it ends up rejecting off this point, then we could probably see it come back down. And then I think it would keep coming up. It seems like due to the news today, it seems like a lot of people are parking their money in gold. Let's see if I have a forecast button. Aaron, do you know how to do those forecast things?
Is the forecast? For which one?
It's like a little, oh, right here. Yeah, we could probably have it like, no, not that one. It's like the, oh, like a bar pattern. No, I don't even know how to use this tool. But yeah, for gold, this is probably what I see. I see it coming back, continuing upwards. It might even break and then just continue up. But yeah, I definitely see gold as a bullish bias right now. Let's see what else we got here. Hey, Robin. So for yeah, US 30. When's the best time to scalp US 30? The best time to scalp US 30 would probably be during London and during New York. It's like way too slow during Asia. So I probably wouldn't even look at any indices right now, except once it gets closer to London, then I would look at it. So probably like in about maybe 2 hours, once it hits 10 p.m. my time, because London opens at midnight. So it'd be a good time to determine your entry. So once the London breakout happens, you'll be able to catch that huge movement when the volatility breaks in. But yeah, I'm gonna keep this drawing on here just to see how things play out. It looks like it's gonna reject off here though. And if it does, I'm probably going to enter a sell. But if I do, I'll let you guys know. Let's see where we at. Nick said, actually, 30. Ken said, have you got to look at silver, tag USD. Let's take a look. Silver moves similar to gold, so it's probably, yeah, it's super bullish right now. So it's moving, you know, the same exact direction as gold. Let's see if there's any yeah, so the closest support resistance is going to be up here and then down here. And it looks like it's going to keep pushing up. So yeah, this is a strong, strong bullish move upwards. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any resistance coming up either, so it doesn't look like it's going to be stopping anytime soon. This might be the next resistance. So if anything, it might push up to, let's see. Yeah, 15.114. And then it might correct, or not correct, but it might reject off there and then come back upwards. But I think silver is definitely bullish, just like gold. So if you were to enter silver, I definitely would look for just buys. I wouldn't be looking for any sells right now. Yeah, because it doesn't look like it's stopping anytime soon. Like you'd expect it to, you know, possibly stop once you got these bullish candles right here and these bearish candles. So it looks like, you know, hit a high and it looked like it could have reversed right here, but it didn't. Same with right here, and same with right here. It looks like it's going to keep pushing up. So yeah, definitely if you're looking at silver, I definitely would focus on buys. Or you can do exactly what happened here. So if you're using like the KT strategy for pullbacks, you know, if you saw this bearish candle, you could have put a buy stop there. So you could have put a buy stop there and then roll the momentum swing upwards. Same with right here. You could have put a buy stop right here and then write it up. So if you're looking to enter silver, I think it'd be a good buy right now. Yeah, it'd be a good buy for about yeah, I think that's pretty feasible. If you want to enter silver, I think this would be good. Entry point would be 14.044. Profit target would be 14.413. And the stop loss would be 13.675. I personally wouldn't take it because I just follow the KC strategy. But if you were looking to, you know, speculate and enter a silver position, I think this would be pretty good because it looks like it's going to push up even farther. Yeah, it's got a ton of space. But I'd probably just wait for it to break above this point. Looks like it's hitting some resistance right here. So I'd wait for it to break above, confirm, maybe retest, and then shoot up. Or otherwise, just wait for it to confirm. Let's see what else we got here. Nick Rad, he said, what do you see on EG? I think we looked at that already. Did we look at that already, Aaron?
Which one?
EG.
EG.
Oh yeah, we did. So
yeah, we did.
Yeah, so for EG, I think it's going to come down, test this area, and then shoot upward. So I wouldn't enter EG right now.
That's nice.
Yeah, I'd give it some time, but it does look really nice. And if you were to take a long position from midway from right here, it'd be a nice 78 pips. Yeah, you could even move it lower, just below the support, and you'd get out before it hits resistance. You could even push for the 100, and then just trail your stop. Yeah, we might come back and look at this later. Because it looks like, yeah, actually, and this would be a good entry if you get a buy signal on the K2 indicator. Because we have, yeah, you know, overall trend is green right now. So if we were to get a buy signal right here, we could easily ride this up, you know, pretty decently. Let's see, what do we got next? EJ, Neon's here. Yeah, so it looks like, yeah, definitely the overall trend is upwards. It looks like price broke low, but it looks like it could probably, looks like it'd probably correct back into the channel. I don't know, actually, EJ kind of moves a little weird. I mean, like this movement here was super weird. Like I don't understand where the euro gained all this strength. Yeah, it looks like it's actually correcting. So it might.
Yeah, the euro pairs have been pretty bullish throughout the London session. So I think next buy signal should be valid.
Yeah, if we were to get a buy signal, I definitely would enter it. It looks like a buy signal could be coming pretty soon. Yeah, because there weren't really any there wasn't anything really recent, but it looks like it's been respecting the K2 strategy. Pretty recently. So like, yeah, if we were to enter EJ with the K2 strategy, say right here, well, so Dion, if you're applying the pullback strategy, you would have entered, you know, somewhere right here. And for you guys that don't know the K2 strategy, this is the K2 momentum pullback strategy. So first requirement is that there's a K2 signal present. Second, K2 trend meter does not match. 3, price is not within 10, 15 pips from K2SR. So if you're going to enter this, so the first requirement is that there's a K2 signal present. Right here is a buy signal. Next, you have to make sure that the K2 trend meter doesn't match. So the trend meter right here is red, and the signal is green. So those two requirements are met. Next, you just have to make sure that price isn't within 10 to 15 pips from the K2SR indicator, which are these two lines right here. This is the support resistance that's automatically plotted by the indicator. And then you'll just measure it to make sure that price isn't within 10 to 15 pips. So right here, price is 47 pips away from the support. So this would be a valid entry for a K2 pullback. So if you're going to enter that, yeah, price would have entered right here. It wouldn't have been you wouldn't have been in the trade at this point because price is way up here. You're waiting for your sell stop to trigger, which you did right here, and it went straight to profit target. So within, see it triggered right here. So yeah, in about 4.5 hours, or like in about 4 hours, you could have made about 50.9 pips. And if you're applying the normal K2 strategy, it's basically the same thing. So this is the pullback strategy. But if you're going to enter the K2 strategy, the only difference is that you want these to match. So if we went back right here and you were to enter the original K2 strategy, same requirement, you just want to make sure that there's a K2 signal present. Next, you want to make sure that the K2 trend meter does match. And then next, you just want to make sure that price isn't within 10 to 15 pips from the K2SR. So it's about 11 pips. So this might be pushing it, but if you wanted to take a risky trade, it'd still be valid. So if you were to enter this right here, you still would have hit profit target. So you could have entered 2 trades. You could have entered the pullback entry, and you could have entered the normal entry as well, depending on what you were looking for or how risky you were looking to be during that time. But I mean, yeah, otherwise there hasn't been any other valid entries for EJ. But if we do get a buy signal here, I think we definitely take that because it's hit twice within the last week. So odds are it's probably going to hit again. Hey, Dion, we have an entry right here. Aaron, you see this?
Yes,
so
sir.
I'm gonna prepare this. We're probably gonna call this.
It came pretty fast too. That's crazy.
Yeah, it came real fast. So I'm probably gonna call this in the premium signals group. Gonna prepare it.
Hopefully it closes.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, it hasn't closed yet, but if it does close, then we'll definitely think about entering. I'm just gonna check the higher time frames to make sure. The only problem is that it's right at resistance, so we'd have to close above it. I mean, otherwise we're probably just gonna skip it because it's too risky of a trade. Yeah, actually, you probably wouldn't even take this, Aaron, because it's
right at resistance. Yeah, you're right.
so let's skip that. I'm gonna go down the list. No one said GU. Aaron, did we look at GU? I thought we just did. No.
GU.
I'll look at it. Might have not. Let's go over it again, just for Noel. Yeah, Noel. So it looks like you know, the overall trend is still downwards. Looks like it would have broken past the yeah, it just broke past the channel. So it I mean, I'd wait for it to break resistance. Trying to see. Yeah, because it broke above it. It's probably going to test resistance. If it breaks above, then I think there'd be a shift in trend, and I'd expect it to push a little higher. Otherwise, it might reject off the resistance and then correct to the overall trend. Because the trend is still downwards, I'm going to go in the higher time frame. Go on the 4 hour. Yeah, it's still in a very heavy trend downwards. Got some Bitcoin alerts. Yeah, if you're looking at GU from the higher time frames, it looks like it might push up a little higher. It looks like had a little bullish move right here. It might test the trend line and then come back down to correct. So I probably wouldn't buy it, not now. Because yeah, if you go back on the lower time frames, it lines up pretty well. Yeah, it's been having some weird bullish movements. Like it came down pretty hard right here. Push upwards, came down again. A huge bullish move for some, I mean, for whatever reason. I think this is the one that we got caught in, right, Aaron?
Yeah, but yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of pairs are
lost in reverse.
Yeah, a lot of pairs are moving pretty weird. Moving pretty interesting with a lot of the news. I think they said Boris was going to talk this morning, right? Or tomorrow?
Yeah, I think Marcus said he was going to talk. I think tonight.
Yeah, I think Marcus said something about it. Let me.
I think he said it was 5 p.m. his time, so I think so. It might be tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, if you guys are in the premium chat, there's a lot of stuff that we can talk about there. Yeah, so it's at 8:30 p.m. UK time. So that's going to be, I'm guessing, tomorrow. Yeah, I'm not sure if you meant that today or tomorrow, but I think, I mean, honestly, I don't know about the UK news. Let's see, FOREX factory calendar.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, there's a lot of news tomorrow.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Well, I'm probably not even gonna. There's the whole G7 meetings tomorrow, so I'm probably not even gonna trade tomorrow.
Whoa.
Yeah, or if we do trade, it's not gonna be around London, because there's a ton of news during London. 1:15 a.m. That's London Open. Again at 1:30. Again at 2:30. So from like midnight to right 3 a.m., 3:30 our time, we're probably not going to be trading. So we're not going to have our live room during London. And then there's heavy U.S. news in the morning too. So if anything, if we do trade tomorrow, it's going to be mid New York session, because we're going to want to avoid all this news. And the thing with the G7 meeting is, where's it going to be held at? Let's see. There's nothing here. Yeah, I don't know where is it being held at, but if it's held in Europe, then we'd be good during the New York session. Otherwise, we're gonna have to be careful tomorrow. It's a full news day. BC said Cad Chf. All right, so Cad Chf. Yeah, so Cad Chf is kind of moving similar to all the other Euro pairs that we looked at. The overall trend for Cad Swiss is still downwards. Well, at least on the 30-minute, it looks like it. Yeah, and with a small bullish move, it looks like it's probably going to test the trend line, not test the resistance. And then it'll probably come crashing down or correct to the overall trend. So that's what I see happening here. I don't see it pushing any farther up past resistance. It looks like it's going to establish a lower high right here. So if that's the case, I see it coming down. Yeah, so it established a lower low and then a lower high, lower low, and then it looks like the lower high is going to get established around, somewhere around this area. So price is probably going to reject off this area and then come crashing down. So if you're looking at a CAD Swiss, looks like it'd be a good sell entry sometime soon. Let's see. Yeah, I know it's crazy. If you look at a lot of these pairs, there's a ton of wicks, and that's not normal. Usually they're pretty mixed. But if you look at all the trades for like the past week, 2 weeks, not even the 2 weeks, but like this week and last week, there's a ton of wicks. So that demonstrates that price is a little indecisive. I think that happened a lot with the CAD pairs. Yeah, you can see here CAD JPY. It looks like you're looking at those other candles, the Heikin-Ashi candles, but these are actually normal candles. A little unusual. Because usually you don't get crazy wicks like this. Let's see, Izzy, do you ever stack trades when you see price going your way? No, I never do that. Because if you do that, that's kind of, you're basically gambling at that point, and you're over leveraging. I usually take each position with proper leverage each time, and exercise proper risk management every time. So I'm only risking about 3% each trade. But if you wanted to add more, more positions on top of that, then you'd be, bumping that 3% to 5% and up. See Justin. Justin wants to see Cad Swiss. Oh, we just looked at that, I think. Yeah. So for Cad Swiss, yeah, like we talked about earlier, it looks like it'd be a good sell entry. Looks like it's going to come up and test the trend line. If it breaks past it, it's probably going to test the resistance and then just come shooting down to correct to the overall trend. Because yeah, if you look at the Cad Swiss on a bigger scale, it's been trending down heavily. Even if you go on the 4-hour. Yeah, even on the 4-hour, it looks like yeah, the trend down is pretty heavy. Yeah, so it was in a heavy downtrend, and it looks like price shot up a little bit. I'm not sure what caused the Canadian dollar to gain strength, but it hit resistance and came straight back down. So it looks like it's going to continue downwards. So personally, for Cad Swiss, I think this would be a good sell right here. Because even if you took this sell somewhere in the middle, and then your resistance, your stop loss was just above the resistance, so you have about 25 pips risk. You still write down the support for 63 pips. Yeah, Leonard. Yeah, Robin, I think just looking at your message right now, I think US 30 will probably have some more movement around London, but then again, there's a ton of news during London, so I probably would not. I probably wouldn't take it because it's already been moving pretty crazy, but it does look like it's coming down. So I'd give it some time for extra confirmation, but you're going to see a ton of volatility during London with the news. After you trade all London and sleep in the evening? No, usually I trade New York. I trade New York and Tokyo, and Aaron usually takes over during London. So if you see signals posted during the London session from midnight to about 5 a.m., those are usually from Aaron. All right. Noel said EU. Let's look at EU. All right, cool. Yeah, EU was moving just like is moving just like the GU, where there's a weird push upwards, but I don't know how long this will last for. Depending on the news, like if the bill gets passed, if the bill gets passed, then it'll probably come back down, and it's getting closer to resistance here. So if you see price here, it looks like it'll test resistance and then probably come back down to correct to the overall trend. It might even be stuck in a range right now, because you can see here, let's say today's 23rd. So this morning at 8 a.m., price came up, tested resistance, and came straight down. And it's coming straight up again, so it looks like it might test resistance one more time and then come back down. And if it wants to correct to the overall trend, once it breaks support, you can see it come down and create a lower low. But currently, yeah, the short-term trend is upwards right now, or it's neutral. Our trend meter shows the overall trend on 4 different time frames. So we're looking at it from the 30-minute, 1 hour, 2 hour, and 4 hour. If this is red down here, then the trend meter is indicating that the overall trend is downward. So if you can see here, price is trending downwards pretty heavily from here down to here. and you can see that the bottom is red. Similar to right here, price was still trending downwards. You can see here it tried to correct to the downwards trend, but then now that price is pushing upwards, it's turned blue down here. So when it's blue down here, this means that the trend is indecisive. So there's no real bias at this time. Once this turns green, then we can anticipate it to shoot farther. So if price here breaks above the resistance and then it shoots higher, then we could probably see a reversal in trend. Like if you go back over here, like I was saying with the trend meter, see how it's green down here? You can see the trend was trending up heavily. And then as it ranged right here, it turned blue because the trend became indecisive, and then turned green again right here as it was trending upwards. So if you follow that with current price right now, it's blue, so price might be ranging for some time before it determines, whether it wants to correct the overall trend downwards or if it's going to reverse and shoot upwards. But with all the news going on this week, I mean, it could go either way. But personally, I probably wouldn't take any buys right now. It looks like it's probably going to reject off the resistance right here. Let's check out CT's gold trade. Nice. So it looks like CT is he's in a buy right now. It looks like it looks kind of similar to what we drew earlier. Let me go back to gold. Oh yeah, exactly. So yeah, what CT's looking at, it's very similar to what we had drawn right here. So I'm not sure what his strategy is or how he trades, but if two analysis line up together and we're not looking at the same thing, the high chance that it's going to keep shooting upwards. So I think let's see where his TP1 is, 1598.289. 1598. Yeah, it looks like we have some resistance around this area, but I mean, it's basically around that same point. So it looks like his analysis lines up with ours. So I think that'd be a good buy. If you guys want to buy gold, maybe once it comes down and tests the support, but it does look like it's going to come up. So support would be around 1562.86. And it looks like, yeah, if anything, price might come down, test resistance, and test support, and then shoot back upwards. But the overall trend definitely looks like it's going to be shooting upwards farther. Even though our trend's neutral down here, the reason it's neutral is because it's on 4 different time frames. So, it's going to be a little bit harder for it to match up properly. But yeah, it's good analysis, CT. I definitely agree with that. Kenton. Joshua, pullback strategy on the website, correct? Or a newer version? Yeah, so on our, let me see if I go to our website. One second, guys. I'm pulling up the course so I can show. Oh, Dion, you said the pullback. Was that for EJ? Let's see. Oh, yeah. If you set up the pullback for EJ, Dion, it looks like it could be really good because once price, how far is it from there? It's about 30 pips. So, yeah, once price triggers it up here, you'll have a pretty clear run for 25 pips. Not bad. Yeah, Josh, if you're on the the K2 strategy course, if you go down here, so we have the original intraday strategy here, version 1, 2, and 3. We also have the momentum pullback strategy right here. But yeah, if you want to see how the momentum pullback strategy is explained, you can watch it on our course. Also, if you want to, I uploaded some new videos, so if you want to do some scalping, you can scalp off the 30-minute and the 5-minute for indices. I think I had my profits earlier from indices, right? Yeah, so yesterday we had a couple losses. Thankfully this morning I was able to recoup them all. So yeah, I was just scalping indices this morning. Not too bad. I mean, we were down like 500, 700, but I brought it back up to pretty much break even. And I was pretty much doing that all day. That's why we didn't have the room this morning. I was too focused on scalping. But yeah, if you want to learn the pullback strategy, we use the pullback strategy for scalping. Also, if you want to use it for intraday, works really well. If you guys want to see examples for it, real time, I can show you guys. You can just show me, you can ask what type of pair you want me to look at, and I can show you guys. Okay, so let's go back to silver. So we looked at silver not too long ago. Looks like it would be a buy. Since it moves in the same direction as gold. So yeah, gold's gonna pull back. It's probably gonna test. It's probably gonna test the support. I think this is the 4-hour support. And then once it tests it, I think it's gonna shoot back upwards, and it'll probably hit CT's TP1 up here. But I think, yeah, overall, I think it's gonna shoot up. It looks like it's about due for some retracement though, so it's probably gonna retrace a little bit, test the support, and then shoot upwards. That was meant for today. Carlos, see something prior. Sorry guys, I'm kind of far behind on this. All right, so it looks like we were down here. Yeah, we can look at oil as well. US oil. Looks like so there's no bias for the trend overall if you're trading intraday, but it looks like it's about to pull back a bit. Yeah, it's exactly what CT said. So oil's ready to sell. Yeah, if we're looking at, you can go on the higher time frames. I mean, it looks kind of iffy actually.
Yeah, I think a lot of pairs may consolidate until that bill is passed.
Yeah, a lot of pairs are moving pretty weird. So yeah, it does look like a sell here. Let's keep on the 1 hour. Looks like it's, retracing upwards. I mean, yeah, this is probably like very minor. So if anything, it's probably gonna. Oh, that's exactly what we saw earlier. US 30. Hey guys, so US 30 looks like it's coming down to where we predicted earlier. Yeah, it's coming down.
Perfect. That was too perfect.
We're rejected, exactly off the point that we predicted earlier, and then it looks like coming down pretty heavy. I mean, we would wait for more confirmation. We still have this is the actually this is the 1 hour. So if you go to the 3 hour, yeah, actually it looks even cleaner right here. We have about 9 minutes left on this candle. This candle closes strong bearish. This would be a pretty nice reversal pattern because you can see here This would be a new high. This would be the new high that established. And if there's a bearish candle following it, we can see a breakout downwards. And it looks like, yeah, it looks like it's playing out exactly how we thought. So this is actually a really good entry. If you guys want to enter this trade, I have entry at 19212, and then you can literally ride this down for like 10,000 pips. I mean, personally, I probably would have taken it if I wasn't on this call, but I don't want to be distracted, so I'm not going to take it. You know, we'll find another trade. But there's no need for us to really force anything. But yeah, if you guys want to enter this, I'd wait for this candle to close strong bearish. So if it closes a full candle like this, like a full body, no wick on the bottom, then you can definitely see it shooting downwards. That's basically what happened here too. Established a new high, some bearish confirmation, and then drop down. Yeah, it looks good. So if you guys want to enter that, that'd be the parameters. I personally won't be entering it since we're still on this call. I might enter it later, just might scalp it down. I prefer to scalp US 30 anyways. I don't really like hanging on for that big move. It's a little too risky for me. But yeah, that'd be a nice move. So if you're trading with your, if your specific broker does it dollar to pip for US 30, then yeah, you can make 10,000 in overnight. Not bad. All right, so let me keep going down. Oh yeah, we were still at oil, I think. And did we finish going over oil?
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, so oil is a little. Personally, yeah, I agree with CT. It looks like it's gonna come down. But I mean, there's a lot of crossover right here, like this small trend upwards. Like I don't see it pushing up too high, but I also don't see any confirmation of it coming down just yet. Yeah, I wait for a little more confirmation because it might keep pushing up until it reaches where the channels cross. So it might just keep pushing up to here, and then it'll either break above it and test resistance, or come crashing down. Because yeah, the high is way up here. So before I can establish that it's reversed, it's got a long way to go. So if you think about it, yeah, 420. I mean, I don't know how pips work with oil. I don't trade oil, but it looks like about 430 points or pips. I'm not sure how it's did. But yeah, oil is a bit of a risky trade to take right now. Let's see. Andrew Clark. Misanalyzing. Sorry for misanalyzing. EJ gave a signal, but it's sitting right on support resistance. Yeah, Andrew, we were just looking at that earlier. Me and Aaron were thinking about calling that trade for the K2. But yeah, it's literally sitting at on the resistance. If we had it, yeah, because if we had a buy signal like we did right here, this isn't a valid buy signal, but it definitely had a strong push upward. So if we did have another buy signal right here, it would match up with the overall trend down here, and I think it would shoot pretty far up. Because if we were to measure it in that area, yeah, it'd be a nice push up for about 60 pips. We could even put the target down here, so we don't really even test that new high, and we could pocket a nice 50 pips right there. But yeah, if we do get a value, then I'll come back on. I'll give you guys a signal. But there's heavy European news at 1:15 a.m. So if anything, we'd probably just scalp that or get out before news happen. Let's see. All All right, cool. So CT has a his analysis here for Euro USD. Oh yeah, perfect. He's looking at it the same way that we did too. So let's go back to Euro USD real quick. Let's reanalyze. Oh yeah, his analysis lines up exactly like ours. So definitely, I agree with this. So yeah, it might come up, test resistance, come down, and then either shoot back up, depending if it wants to, get stuck in the range, or if it corrects downwards and make you go farther down. It really depends because there's a lot of news coming up soon for the rest of the week. So I mean, price could literally be anywhere, depending on where the government wants to push the U.S. dollar. It'll really depend on that. Yeah, on side strike and doing support. Just longer. Sell stop. Yeah, Jermaine, there's no signals right now. I know Ines is giving out some he's giving out some price action trades, which were pretty good. So yeah, if you go to the premium group, it looks like the signal that Ines gave earlier was yes, honestly, he gave a trade for UJ, gold, and NU. And it looks like gold hit 80 pips, NU hit 40 pips, and UJ hit 66 pips. So the only calls that are being made right now are on price action. Yeah. But we're not making any calls for K2 right now specifically until we get any valid entries. Let me see if we have anything now. We have a Bitcoin buy. It would have been good if resistance wasn't so close. We had them right here. That was a valid buy, but it was right at resistance, so we wouldn't have taken that one. I mean, Bitcoin's been off too. Pretty much all of the, a lot of the specialty assets, like Bitcoin and indexes, they're all kind of running haywire because of what's going on in the world right now. So I'd probably keep away from cryptos, and I also would probably keep away from indexes unless you know what you're doing. Let's see. Oh, Andrew's on the Wanda. Andrew, you're looking at I forgot what did Andrew ask for earlier? Aaron, do you remember?
I guess he didn't have a signal pop up on his screen, so but he was using the Wanda broker, so that's pretty much why.
Yeah.
We use FOREX.com.
Do you remember which pair was he looking at? I think it was EU, right?
I think it was yeah. Oh shit.
These are all
Euro, oh shit. I thought we had a signal, but Euro JPY looks like it's trying its hardest, bro. I think the next buy signal for Euro JPY could be valid.
We have a valid sell.
The SL
or GC. What do you think?
Oh, which one?
GC.
I'll check it out. Is it pound CAD or pound CHF?
Pound CAD. I mean, this one moves like crazy though. I remember the last time we took it.
And how far is news from here?
Oh, what was that?
When is there news? What time?
News at 1:30, so that's about 4 hours from now. Or about 5 hours actually. Yeah, no, it's too close to to support. I probably wouldn't take GC. Because it looks like it retraces pretty heavy. Like the last entries over here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, we'd have to have a fat stop loss. 143.
Yeah, price is still consolidating.
Yeah, it's like consolidation. If anyone's looking at GC, I'd probably keep away for a bit until like.
The pairs look so ugly.
Yeah, it doesn't look good at all. There's no direction. I mean, the overall trend is downwards, but the problem with this is that it moves so fast. Like if you were to enter this, you'd have to be able to eat like a 150 drawdown. 150 pip drawdown, which is, most people can't handle that for a GC pair. It's a little more expensive than normal pairs. Let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, you're right. So Andrew's talking about EJ.
Let's see.
Oh man, it's trying real hard.
Yeah, for real, it's playing too much.
Yeah,
That's gonna be good. That's gonna be a good one.
yeah. I think if this, if this swings back upwards, we could definitely see a breakout coming. He was looking on Owanda, so let me see. I can pull up Owanda on here. Oh yeah, he does have a buy signal on Owanda.
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah, the only main problem is that it's like literally at resistance. So so I'd probably hold off just for now. Until there's better confirmation. But yeah, I mean technically this would be a valid buy entry for EJ. I don't know if there's a I'm gonna look on the 4 hour. Oh, CT's right. Yeah, banks are definitely stacking at this level. They're the ones that are causing these crazy movements. They're just pumping crazy orders both ways. Or they'll pump and dump it just to mess with people because they know a lot of people are in the market right now trying to make a quick buck.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if looking at EJ, looks like it's definitely going to be swinging upwards on the 4 hour. Yeah, actually, that looks really good.
USD CAD.
So if we were to get a buy signal on this, I think it'd be good. Yeah, dude, personally, I follow forex.com's data. I feel like it's a lot more accurate. Before I used to follow FXCM, but I get a lot of false signals on there. And I had some other people in the group also were complaining about Owanda, so I personally don't use Owanda. It's not my broker, so I don't really use it. But I mean, their data isn't horrible. It's just I'd prefer forex.com. CJ. Yeah, I think Forex is better. I mean, they have a couple more assets too. I know on Owanda you can't trade gold, but I know you can trade gold on Forex.com. You can trade oil too. I'm not too sure, but I know for sure you could trade gold and silver. And back at US 30, so that candle we were looking at didn't close strong bearish. So I'd probably wait for another confirmation. If this closes strong bearish, then yeah, that'd be a confirmation that it's coming downwards. But I wouldn't enter this trade unless you have 1,000 in your account. You got to be able to survive the drawdown. Even for it's 3,000. So you're gonna have to, even with the smallest lot size, even with the 0.01, you're gonna have to be able to eat that drawdown just in case. So this would probably be about 300, 400, maybe 500. If you were to eat the drawdown going completely that way. So is there anything else? There aren't really any valid trades to look at today, huh, Aaron?
Not really, bro. Market's been kind of weird. A lot of consolidation going on. Well, I think tonight during London session we should see a few.
Yeah, I
But
think,
like I said before, there's going to be a lot of news, so we'll see.
yeah, we'll check it out. Let's see if there's anything else here. Yeah, so I know some people earlier asked if I could go over the K2 strategy, so I'm going to go over this one right here. This is probably is this the only valid one that we had today, Aaron?
I believe so.
Actually, it's too close to the SR, so we wouldn't even take this one.
It was that one and pound. It was pound AUD and that one.
Oh yeah, okay, so we'll look at that one. So I know some people wanted to see the K2 strategy. Yeah, so basically, if we get a K2 entry, or basically when we send out the K2 signal, this is the process that we go through. So the requirements up here, K2 requirements. So if you're trying to take the K2 trading strategy, so for one, there needs to be a K2 signal present. For two, K2 trend meter matches signal. And for three, price isn't within 10, 15 pips from K2 SR. All right, so the first requirement is that there's a K2 signal present. And right here we have a sell signal. Next, you want to make sure that the K2 trend meter matches the signal. So down here it's red. And these are both red, so they both match. And then they qualify for both of the two requirements. Lastly, you just want to make sure that price isn't within 10 to 15 pips from the support. And right here, this is about 65 pips away. So all requirements are met. And now you guys can enter this trade. So when we set up our profit target and stop loss, we just zoom out here. And then we'll use the short tool. And we'll just let it automatically plot the entries right there. And then after that, we just let it run. And as you can see right there, we hit profit target in about, let's see, so we enter this trade over here. And it's about 5 hours. So in about 5 hours, you would have made 237 pips. And if you're trading that with standard lot, we made a gain of 237 pips. If you're trading one standard lot, it's about $10 per pip, depending on the pair. The Euro pairs are worth a little more, and the Australian pairs are worth a little less. So I'm not sure if it's going to be $10 per pip, but it's generally going to be around that area. So if you made 237 pips times $10 a pip, you would have made $2,370. Off that trade. And that's just applying the KT strategy, which is, it's pretty simple. There's only a few requirements that you guys need to follow. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple. Let's see, CT George. The capital requires higher if you want to trade. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, for indices, I use He Goes Away just for indices. For Forex, I use Forex.com and TD Ameritrade. I don't trust my money in those accounts, but yeah, just for indices, I use He Goes Away. It's pretty decent offshore. Yeah, so when I get so I have an alert for every pair. This is my entire watch list, and I have alerts that go off. So if I'm applying the pullback strategy, then I have these right here where they say K2 pull. And then for a valid entry, that's for the original strategy. And I have some gold alerts. So I have a ton of alerts. So these are all alerts just from today. Not all of them were valid. Just the ones that say valid. But they're not completely valid. So they're valid if the first two requirements are met, but I still have to check them and make sure that price isn't too close to the support, because obviously if I took a trade that was too close to support or resistance, odds are price would probably reject off it. But yeah, I have a ton of alerts here. US 30 is dropping, Andrew said. That's exactly what we thought, huh, Aaron? Oh,
That's in K2. We see
oh, there you go, guys. Easy money right there.
Oh, let me see. Let me see.
Hope you guys took that.
Ooh.
Hey,
Ain't about a K2 sales signal. Huh. Hey, they better start hopping on this live.
Yeah, and it's matching too. So if this closes out with a
Drop
sell,
so bad, bro.
and the sell with the trend meter, odds are it's probably going to shoot all the way down to test the support, maybe even break past it. But yeah, if you took this trade, yeah, you would have been up 1,700 pips right now.
Man,
A lot. I mean, especially for US 30, that's a lot. That's probably like, yeah, you'd be in profit like about 1,000 by now.
that's crazy.
I mean, it's risky. I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, it's risky. Like if this wasn't drawn up like this, there's no way that you'd be able to, see that coming.
Hey, but trading with K2, man, you can learn a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if you use the K2 indicators, it makes things a lot easier because, yeah, like as you see there, without the support resistance, you wouldn't know where support resistance is. Without the K2 indicator, you wouldn't know where momentum swinging. And, same without the trend meter. So if you're looking at a naked chart like this, unless you know what you're doing, then, it makes it a lot harder. But my indicators do make it a lot simpler. So you'll know where momentum swinging. And then, yeah, if momentum is matching with the trend downwards, odds are it's going to move in that direction. And that's basically what the K2 strategy is. It's a trend continuation strategy based on momentum. Let's see. So Josh wants us to see USD versus the Mexican peso.
I've traded that. I traded that pair like one time, bro. Never again.
I know the spread on the
crazy.
I mean, yeah, if you're gonna trade the peso, you're gonna be holding this for like a couple days because you're not even gonna get past the spread. Look, it's like 370, and I'm trading on a DMA account, so I have like probably the tightest spreads that you can find, and the spread is still crazy. So you're gonna be holding this for a while. But yeah, if you took this trade, yeah, using the K2 strategy. So let's go over here to. I'll show you the KT strategy from here. So this is the most recent one. There was actually an entry today. I missed it. Not that I missed it on purpose, but I don't trade the peso. So, I mean, I wouldn't even be looking at this, but honestly, that would have been a great trade. So if you were following this pair and using the KT strategy, actually, there's a lot of wins here. So if you're using the KT strategy for the peso, you would have won a lot, actually. So if you would have won this trade right here, if you took that trade, you would have made 6,585 pips. If you took this one right here, another 6,585 pips. I know the pip worth is totally different for the peso, so yeah, I'm not sure what the worth is. I mean, it's a lot of pips, but I'm not sure what those pips are worth. But yeah, if you're using the K2 strategy, just for the Mexican peso, you would have made. They're literally all winners. I don't see any losers. Depending on this trade, this might have been a winner or a loser. But if you're using our exit strategy, see as price would have reached to this area, 25%, we would have moved our stop loss to break even or a little bit in profit. So even though it pulled back, you still would have got stopped out in profit. But yeah, I can go back and I'll run through these trades so you can see exactly our thought process when entering, just in case you wanted to enter these trades. So for this trade right here, like I said previously, these are our requirements, but the third requirement is just extra confirmation. So for the first strategy, there must be a K2 signal present. For number 2, there's got to be a K2 indicator matches signal. And for number 3, price isn't within 10, 15 pips of K2SR. The K2SR is actually a new indicator. It hasn't been around for that long. So this is just something that I added just to prevent people from getting into, trades that were too close to resistance or support. Because odds are usually, not all the time, but a lot of the times, if it's testing resistance, generally price would like bounce off it. It doesn't look like it did here, but yeah, if you were to apply this the strategy here, if you just disregarded the support resistance, you just zoom out in our long position right here, and then that would be your setup. So as you can see here, like we said, like we said earlier, price usually rejects off the resistance, and it did exactly right here. And then it shot up, and then rejected again, and then it shot up. So this is the reason why we wouldn't have taken this trade, because it's a little too risky. But if you did take it and you wanted to take a risk, it looks like it'd be a great trade because it went straight to profit target. So although it took some time, it still would have hit profit target. We'll go back and look at this one right here. Same situation here. I mean, if you're willing to take the risk, you could have taken this trade, and it would have hit profit target, eventually. Which you did right there. But then again, I don't really like taking, uncalculated risks. So I probably wouldn't have taken these, even though they would have been winners. But for this one right here, this meets all requirements perfectly. So for requirement 1, there's got to be a K2 signal present. Requirement 2, K2 trend meter matches the signal. And then for the last requirement, price isn't within 10 to 15 pips from the K2SR. So price is above the K2SR right here. So this gives you the green light to enter. If you want to be very sure, you can go on the higher time frames, like the 1 hour, just to see where the next resistance is. Yeah, as you can see here, price is just at resistance. It had the same issues with the previous ones. See you later, Justin. We'll see you tomorrow if you want to hop in. We have the live trading room every day. But yeah, back to our analysis. Price is right at resistance here, so this would be a little too risky for me to take. 2 hour, same situation there. 4 hour, same thing there. So technically, this would be a pretty risky trade. But if you wanted to take it, like we did with the previous ones, you could enter another long position right here. And then you let it run, and let it hit profit target right there. So that was a good one. 3 back-to-back wins. Next, this one right here, same instance. See, like, it really would depend on you if you want to be risky or not. Personally, I wouldn't take this, but I know a lot of people would, especially if you offer you back-to-back wins like that. You would have been told that the next one's going to be a win as well. And there it goes. It would have won again. And I think that was all of the, actually we had one more right here. So this is actually a good one right here. So price is, yeah, it's like 2,000 pips away from the resistance. So first requirement, K2 signal present. We have one right here. Next, you make sure that the K2 trend meter matches the signal, which it does down here. And lastly, you just want to make sure that price isn't within 10 to 15 pips from the K2SR. It looks like it's about 2,856 pips. If we were going to translate that to normal pippage, I think it would probably be 28 pips. So that's still past the 10 to 15 pip requirement. So we'd enter a long position, zoom out, long position right there, and then we would let it run. And there you go. You would have hit profit target right there. And this would be a valid entry. So even though we didn't take any of these right here, you know, if you were patient and you waited for, you know, a perfect entry like what I usually do, it went straight to profit. And within, it wasn't even that long. Within, yeah, about 3 hours, within 3 hours, you would have made 6,585.1 pips. I'm not sure what the translation is to normal pippage, but what I'm assuming is that this is probably 65 pips, if not 600 pips. So yeah, if you're going to do the math on that, I'm just going to go with 65 because 6,000 is pretty high. And I know the peso isn't worth, you know, as much as other pairs. So let's see, so that would be a plus 65.6585. So 65.85 pips. And then we probably just, you know, equate that to, I guess, 658.5 pips. And if you're trading standard lot, it equal 10 bucks per pip. So even if we went with the smaller pippage, which would be 658.5 pips times 10 bucks, you could have made, you know, approximately 6,585 USD. Depending if my calculation is right, it could be wrong. I mean, it could be 6,000, it could be 600. But you know, give or take, you still understand what I'm trying to explain here. And then I think that was it for the US dollar versus the peso. Actually, there's another entry right here. Looks like it's pretty decent. You know, both of the first requirements are met. It's about like 4,000 pips away. We could probably even go on the higher time frames. It's pretty far on the 1 hour. It's pretty far on the, it's not even close on the 2 hour, 4 hour, 8 hour, and the daily. Yeah, so this is actually a pretty clean entry right here. So if you wanted to take this, you do the same thing we did for every other trade. Zoom out, you know, set up your long position, and then let it run. So see, the problem here is that it came really close to the resistance. So as it got closer to the resistance, you probably would have wanted to, you know, eliminate your risk. And usually, if you're using our exit strategy, the way that I teach it is usually once it reaches 25%, which is like right here, you move your stop loss to break even or in profit slightly, so you'd make at least a little bit profit to cover the spread. The next area to watch should be 50% profit. Next would be 75, and then full profit. So as price reached 25% right here, I'd eliminate risk. I'd move my stop loss to a break even, if not a little bit above, just to prevent yourself from you know, screwing up this trade if price was to reverse. And as you can see here, price reversed, so you've just gotten stopped out either at break even or with a small profit, and then you'd be happy and just move on to the next trade. But the problem is if you don't manage your risk properly, I mean, it could turn bad really fast. So say if you didn't eliminate your risk, you would have been screwed. And that's why if you look at every trade that I share, even in the premium signals group, I always tell people to, what is it? We always tell people to like, yeah, remember to use the K2 exit strategy to eliminate risk when possible. Because the trading game that a lot of people don't understand is it's really just surviving. You know, it's surviving and conserving your capital and managing your risk. So yeah, depending on how experienced of a trader you are, a lot of people blow their accounts because they don't manage the risk properly. They don't know how to eliminate risk. They don't know how to take money off the table. And they don't know how to use proper lot sizes. Like generally, and a lot of people ask this, they ask, what type of lot size should they use? And what we always recommend is, proper risk management. Is so it's going to be a 0.01 lot size per $100, a 0.10 lot size per $1,000, and a standard lot size per $10,000. And when you use this risk management, you're pretty much risking 1% per trade. And if you want multiple trades, running at one time, then we'd only recommend running 3 at one time, because if you stack 3 0.1s, that'd be a 3% risk, and that's the maximum that we're willing to risk. Because if you lose a bunch of trades with 0.1, then your account's not going to be affected too heavily, especially if you're trading a small account like $100. Let's see. Oh yeah, thanks CT. Yeah, it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy if you want to trade intraday. My strategy is based on momentum, so we try to catch trades when they're heavy in momentum. Let's see what CT got here. Oh, I got you. Okay, cool. Oh, so that's what it's worth. All right, cool. So if we're gonna multiply this by, pull that up real quick. Yeah, so it's 0.40. So so this is how much it would be normally if you're trading a normal pair. So we're just gonna multiply 6685 times, I think it's 40 cents. So yeah, you still would have made a lot of money. You would have made 2,674 off this trade. 2,674. And the thing is, when you trade exotics, it seems like there's less manipulation because there's not very many people trading it. So it might be a good alternative for you if you're worried that you're going to get caught in some manipulation, which especially right now, there's a ton of heavy manipulation going on. See, Kimberly Lewis, how does one gather more information about the strategy, indicators, and premium channel? You can ask us personally, Kimberly. Otherwise, you can go on our website. So this is what the course looks like. If you're going to get the course that teaches the strategy, so pretty much we have the welcome page, the links for all of the K2 Telegram groups. If you guys aren't aware, we have a lot of groups. We have about I think over 6 groups. We have the normal public groups, and then we have the premium groups, the premium signals group, and the premium chat. And then we have the K2 price action group that's run by Honest. And lastly, we have the K2 indices group that's run by Wade. So depending on what you guys are looking to trade, and we have a pretty wide selection. One thing that we don't really focus on is cryptos right now. Aaron kind of works on cryptos if he's trading XRP, but I think at this time we're not really focusing on cryptos since it's mostly speculation, and there's not really much data to go off. And we're all technical traders, so if we're going to be trading technicals, we kind of like historical data to go off. But yeah, if you were to sign up for the course, we have the welcome page. We have a explanation of how to get a free trial of TradingView to get the highest level of membership. And then we have a breakdown of pretty much everything. So, what you need to start trading the strategy. We break it down here. We teach you how to set it up on TradingView. We teach you how to set up alerts. So as you can see here, I have a ton of alerts. So I have an alert for pretty much every pair. So that way when there's there's trades going on, I'm not missing anything. So every time we have like a signal that matches or some type of pullback entry, I'll get a signal here and I'll just click on it, and then that's how I'll know when to enter a trade. I'm not really staring at the charts all day like some people do. Next, we have our intraday trading strategy. This strategy has gone through a couple of changes since we started. So we have the version 1. This will show the entire breakdown of all the indicators that we used previously. But then I created a version 2 where I started to create and develop new indicators like the K2 trend meter. And then lastly, we have the version 3 where I created the K2SR. So if you watch the version 3, this uses all of the indicators I've developed. I developed the K2 trend meter down here that gives you the overall trend on 4 different time frames. It also gives you the K2SR indicator. This indicator basically, it indicates when momentum is swinging in a certain direction. You're not going to see it working, very clearly right now because price is ranging and it's just bouncing around. But if you went to a time period where price is moving normally, like the Euro USD, you can see here that, or even on a higher time frame, you can see here that if price was trending downwards, you could have just, if you match the trend with the K2 signal, you could have entered a sell here and then rode this down, made a pretty nice profit. Same with here, it's red and red. You would have entered a sell here, you could have made a nice profit for about 150 pips. Do it again right here, red and red. Enter that, 230 pips. Same with here. And you just keep doing it. It's the same strategy every single time. But yeah, going back to the course, we also have another way of applying it. This is the same strategy. It's just a different entry point. Also, we have scalping. So I don't know if you guys saw, the other trading rooms. In the other trading rooms, when I have live trading room during London and during New York, volatility is pretty high, so I'm usually scalping during that time. And yeah, I was live not today, but the other day. Well, I mean, every time I post, I post my profits for scalping all the time. Like yesterday, we had a couple losses during intraday. So during New York, all I did was scalp. So I scalped US 30, and I basically recouped my account. And during the live trading rooms, I'll be posting my trades so you guys can copy the same ones that I'm taking. But yeah, pretty much everything explained here. Yeah, K2 trend meter. I explained how to set up your profit target and stop loss, the K2SR indicator, and then we have all of the previous webinars here. So all the live trading rooms that I've had and trading webinars, also the weekly webinars held by Honest, and the weekly chart analysis. So there's a lot of stuff here to look at. If you do want more information, you can go to our website. It's at kttrades.com. So yeah, if you go on our website, pretty much has everything here. And then if you want to watch more videos, you can always go to our YouTube. And our YouTube has a ton of videos as well. Yeah, if you go to our YouTube, we have all the videos out here as well. So if you want to look at anything, more than welcome. All right, let's see. Is there any other questions? If not, then I'll probably get off for a little bit, and then we might come back on for London, depending on how news is. We have a ton of news coming up, so we're probably not going to trade during that time, but we will be available if you guys have any questions, you can always toss out questions in the chat, public or premium, and we can help you guys out. How does the momentum system work for oil intraday? It works pretty much the same way. So for oil, yeah. So as you can see here, we have an entry. Go back. So it's the same exact thing. So first of all, I just want to make sure that there's a K2 signal. Right here we have a sell signal, and then we want to make sure that it matches with the overall trend, because we're looking to hop in when trend is continuing. So momentum is basically telling you that momentum is going to be coming downwards, and since the overall trend is bearish, this would give you a green light to enter this trade. So in order to enter this trade, I'd zoom out, and then I'd let TradingView plot the profit target and support for us. I mean, profit target and stop loss. So I'd enter right here, and then I'd let it run. And then let's see how far does it go. Looks like this trade would have ran for quite some time. But it looks like it almost hit. So I mean, you might have even gone out right here, because if you're using our exit strategy, I like to move the stop loss in profit once it reaches 50%. So this would be 50% right here, and this would be 25%. So once it reaches 25% of my full profit target, I would move my stop loss to break even or below in profit, so I'd make some profit. So as it reached the 25%, I would have moved my stop loss to eliminate all risk. And then once it reached 50%, I would move my stop loss to 25% down here. So my stop loss would be right here for about 100 pips. So as price came back and retraced, I would have got stopped out right here. So I would have got stopped out for about 100 pips. And then I would just wait for the next one. So similarly, down here, we have a valid entry on this one. So I'd go here. Yeah, exactly. Another trade. The key to being a successful trader long term is really just managing your risk. These small profits add up over time. So I mean, a lot of people don't like slowly growing their accounts, but I've been trading for a long time now, about 8 years, and I've been through the good and the bad. So I realized that it's better to just slowly compound and grow your account rather than get rich overnight. Exactly. Yeah, losses are definitely part of the business, but a lot of people don't understand that. People like trip out if they have like one loss, two losses, but they don't realize that over time it's going to balance out. So right here, I probably wouldn't have entered this because it's so close to support. But if you do want to look at it, there goes the setup right there. And yeah, that's exactly why I wouldn't have wanted to enter it, because that's exactly what we predicted. We predicted that price would probably reject off the support like it did right here, and then bounce right off, which is exactly what happened. It's like textbook. It went exactly to where we listed it. But yeah, if your stop loss was far enough, I mean, you'd be able to withstand the drawdown, and then just go straight into profit. But yeah, I probably would have avoided that one. It looks like we have another entry right here. Or no, that's not a valid entry. Yeah, so depending if you were feeling risky or not, I mean, you could have taken that one and still would have went to profit. But personally, myself, I don't like to take risky trades. So we have another entry right here. Just want to make sure that it's not within. So it's about 10. Yeah, it's about 100 pips away. So it looks like or actually this didn't meet the requirement. So I would have skipped that one. All right, we got one right here. Yeah, price isn't within the support, so I'd enter this because we have the first requirement. There's a signal. Second requirement, the trend meter matches. So this would be a valid K2 entry. And in a short position right here, let it run, straight to profit target. Easy win there. So if you took this trade, you'd hit profit target in about 7 hours. In about 7 hours, you would have made 309 pips, which is not that bad. It's actually really good because I think gold is worth a pretty decent amount. Not sure if it's the same thing, $10 per pip if you're trading standard lot, but if you were, yeah, it's a pretty nice win there. Oh, we got another entry right here. Actually, there's like no support there, so you could have entered this one right here as well. Zoom out, enter your short position, and load that down. Let's see what went wrong with this one. So it looks like price like literally reversed off that. I don't know if there was news during that time. If you go on the higher time frame, you could probably see if there was a support somewhere over here. Yeah, not sure what caused that to shoot up like that, but it does happen. I mean, you know, like we said, losses happen. But yeah, that was an unusual movement. It literally is rejected right off there and shot up. Even price action didn't really confirm that because we have a low here and it was followed with a bearish candle. See, if we had the low and it's followed with a bullish candle like this candle right here. So if we had this low and then this bullish candle, then yeah, that'd be a price action move upwards. But there isn't really a indication that price was going to shoot up like that. Yeah, not sure. I mean, it happens. You know, there's price manipulation all the time. Yeah, I think that was about it for oil. I don't see any other entries. Yeah, you can see here the K2SR indicator. You can see as it moves, as price moves, the support resistance will always adjust as price moves. So you can see the support resistance; it's automatically adjusting. And this is another indicator that I developed over the time. And I think that's where price currently is, right there. My stop loss, and it's not based on support resistance, but what I usually do, so say if we enter this trade right here, like if we were to enter it manually, I would have just entered right here, and then I would have placed my stop loss at the previous swing, which is like somewhere around here. And then I would just put my profit target the same distance away. And that's how I determine my profit target and a stop loss. But I don't always leave my stop loss back here. Like I said earlier, once price reaches 25% in profit, which would probably be somewhere around here, I would eliminate my risk completely. So I'd move my stop loss to break even or slightly in profit. So if price was to reverse, I would always, you know, lock in at least some profit, or I'd come out break even. And then as price reached 50% down here, I would move my stop loss to 25%. And then as price reached down to 75% down here, then I would move my stop loss down to 50%. So regardless, as if price was to retrace or, you know, pull back, I still would have locked in, you know, nearly 200 pips and then, you know, nearly 280 pips. Not necessarily. So the way that I automatically plot it on the chart is I let TradingView plot it for me. Generally, if you zoom out, and then if you click the short position, if you're entering a short, it's going to plot it, and it's going to automatically set the stop loss and profit target to the previous swings. So if I click here, see where it sets it. The previous swing that it calculates is right here, which is proper because it comes down, swings up, comes down, swings up. So that would be the previous swing. Just for me, I personally wouldn't consider this a swing, but it's really dependent on the person because, you know, if you're looking at previous swings, it's going to be subjective depending on, you know, how that person perceives it. The reason I see this as a swing is because it looks like there's a big movement down here. And then, you know, these are similar. So the swing would either be up here or over here or over here. I don't really see this as a swing because I see it come down farther because it does range a little bit right here. It doesn't look like it looks like a small swing to me, to be honest. And I don't really like counting the smaller swings. I'd rather prefer, you know, the bigger swings. And that's why I have these pivots set up around here. That's an extra indicator that I use, the pivots high-low. And I just use that to basically show me where the previous high-lows are. And then, you know, the previous high-lows are generally going to be where the swings are. And it's pretty accurate. So like swings down, swings up, swings down here, swings up. And that's pretty much how I'm able to determine where it's at. Yeah, are there any other questions, guys, before we head off for a bit? See if there's any other pairs. Let's go back to US 30. See how that's playing out. Yeah, it's coming down pretty nice. Yeah, I might start scalping this right now, actually, while I go off. And I'll try to come back on a little later, maybe for London, depending on how news plays out. We have a ton of news coming up. So we got news at 1:30 a.m. Blue's a buy. No, so blue's going to be neutral. Red's going to be sell, and green's going to be buy. And then you can also set it up to different, you know, parameters. Like say if you're scalping, you can go to a lower time frame. So you could do from 5 minute, you know, 15 minute, 30 minute, and 45 minute. Like say if you're scalping on a lower time frame, or you could even go on the higher time frame. So if you're swing trading, you might want to look at the 1 hour, you know, 2 hour, 4 hour, and daily. It's just really up to preference. So yeah, if you're swing trading, you could, you know, toss that on the 1 hour chart. And then, I mean, you can make massive profit. So if you're swing trading, this is the trend on the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, and daily. And if you're going to match that up with the momentum swings downwards, I mean, you can have made a killing off this right here. Like what, 8,000 pips? That's crazy. And then if you wanted to, you know, just put no profit target and you just trail the stop, that's usually what I do if I'm trading, you know, specialty assets like US 30. I would just, so I would have my stop loss there. And then as price moved down, like say move down 25%, I'd move to break even. As it moved down to 50%, I'd, you know, bring it down lower, and then just keep trailing the stop as it goes down. That's usually what I do if I'm trading, you know, something that moves really fast, like maybe an indice or even a gold or silver. But yeah, it just really depends on what type of trading you want to do. You can always adjust the overall trend meter. Oh yeah, I know. I like the auto trail on TD Ameritrade. That's usually what I use if I'm trading the big account. But if I'm trading like my smaller account, I use FOREX.com. They have a trailing feature as well, but it's not as good as the you know, the bigger platforms. All right, guys. Need it for MT4. Yeah, no, I agree. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of different, you know, different add-ons you can use for MT4, but I'm not too familiar with it. And I'm also trading on a Mac, and I don't have like the double. I think it's called like parallels or something. I don't have that, so I don't even want to risk trading on MT4 on my Mac because, you know, if we're trading a lot of money, it's super risky. Let's see if there's anything here. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna. Why'd you mute yourself, Aaron? All right, I muted you.
Damn.
So you were muted this whole time. You didn't say anything.
I text you, bro.
Oh, you texted me. My bad.
I think it was like the past like 5 minutes probably.
Oh, I see. All right, guys. Hope this live trading room helped. Me and Aaron might be back for London, depending on how news plays out. If not, we'll probably be on tomorrow morning around 9 a.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Standard Time. Or not Standard Time, but yeah, Pacific Daylight Savings Time. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, just feel free to toss them in the Telegram or just save them for tomorrow, and we can do them live again. But yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoy this. We'll be back again later, or if not later, then tomorrow. All right, guys, see you guys later.